So I'm on day 3 now of sharing my daily dream journals. I have to say, this is an uncomfortable process for me, especially figuring out how I want to do it by doing it. That's something I think we often have to do with our dreams. Is just do it, like from where you are, like knowing what you know with the tools and skills you have. Just do it. It's going to be rough, and you're going to learn along the way. But that is often the fastest way to learn how to do it. And sometimes we can wait forever, telling ourselves we're not ready, or we're waiting until we can do it good enough. Our perfectionism can really get in the way. Actually, we're doing a coaching call on perfectionism next month. I think that's on my blog. So yeah, and the cure for all of that is to simply do it, and that's what I'm doing. And it's uncomfortable sometimes, and that's okay. You work through it, and it's in working through it that you actually grow into this version of you who joyfully does the thing that you wanted to be doing. So that's today's theme. I'm using one of the sacred geometry qualities that's also in the Year of Dreams kit. And so I picked joy, and I was like, oh yeah, that's what I need, because I'm feeling kind of like out of my depth and uncomfortable, and then getting kind of frustrated with myself as well. So joy is what I need. And so I like put it in my book, I colored it in, and then I drew a circle around it and was imagining kind of holding it in my space, right? And so again, there's an energy alchemy process that works with the qualities that's in the Creative Dream Circle under Year of Dreams. So I'm using that to kind of like not just draw about it, but literally fill my space with joy and then hold it. So imagining kind of like firming up the boundaries of my space, holding joy in. What happens? It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. And I thought this is a good thing to share with you guys, because sometimes you're working with qualities that you want, and it's not going to feel right, or it's not going to work. So I'm just going to read what I wrote here. It doesn't jive. Like, I am too tired for joy. This is confusing because I'm happy. I'm just overwhelmed by how much things are changing right now. And holding joy only shows me that what I need is rest. So that's another cool thing, how if you do this kind of energy alchemy and you just make any attempt and make any effort to move yourself towards what you want, then you learn about what you really need. So then I was like, oh, rest. And then actually did this last night. And then I went and took a nice long bubble bath. And I was lying in the bathtub, and I was like, oh yeah. I felt like my heart just kind of lighten up, and it was like that kind of like sparkly feeling. And I was like, yeah, I feel joy right now. I feel joy from a restful place, and then I needed to go into rest in order to get to joy. I couldn't just get there. So it's like, there's always a way to get to where we want to be, but we don't always know what the way is, or like the way doesn't look like what we think it should look like. And so that's why I do these kinds of energy alchemy processes in my journal to help me work through that stuff, and then that kind of opens the door to me getting what I want and need in the moment. And then it works the same way for the long-term kind of making dreams real stuff. And I guess that's what I'm excited about in these videos, that if I'm sharing every day the little stories of what I'm doing, then you see the little stories might not have a lot of meaning on their own, but you see them all string together to create the bigger story of this is how you live with intention, and this is how you make really cool things happen in your life. And that's what I want to share in the larger story. So thank you for being here with me on this adventure, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.